We are back underway now. The course is clear, and this is the final tear of this round in Funny Car. On the right side of your screen, the right side of your screen was Tim Wilkerson, Cruz Pendragon in the other lane. John Force has been loaded into that Aerovac helicopter here at the track. He was waving, and he was talking to people as they were loading him in the helicopter. And Dave Reef is now with John Medlen.
John, obviously another difficult time for the John Force Racing family this year. First off, what did you see from the starting line, and what possibly was a contributing factor to this?
Well, it looked like Kenny's car crossed the center line, perhaps spinning the tire, then from the correction or whatever, it ran into the right-hand guardrail. Then it made an immediate turn left and looked like it intersected John's car somewhere at a 45-degree angle. And the rest we'll have to decide when we get the car here.
As difficult a year as this has been, how difficult a situation is this?
Oh my gosh, you can't even imagine. The preliminary reports are he just has some lower extremity injuries. How severe they are, we don't know yet. They're transporting him to the hospital, but it appears that the cranial activity, he's talking, he's alert, and so there's a very good chance that what we've learned here so far has certainly helped in this kind of an accident. We have the crash accelerometers on the car, and Naranja and the people who report they're at the scene right now making sure that we can extract that data and continue to learn more. But our primary concern right now is John's health. I'm going to get to the hospital here so we can monitor the progress.
Thank you for the update, John. You're a pillar of strength as always.
You imagine how hard it is for that man. You saw Cruz Pendragon with a 487 at 317 miles an hour beat Tim Wilkerson, and we were talking about John Force, and as they were...
Let's take another look at it. I mean, left side of your screen, you're going to see Kenny get loose. Thing moves over towards center line, takes out the timing blocks, and then something left side of John's car goes. And then when the chute's out, it basically just pulls the back car away from the front of the chassis, which then just lets the front of the chassis go into Kenny's car, pushing them both into the wall. The big concern, though, that we can't see right now out of screen is where John's part of the car. You can see him right over there. He's off against the wall on the other side over there. Wow, that was scary.
And there you see as they have him loaded foot forward in the helicopter, and just kind of pushed his foot over against the cowling. But the good news is he's moving both of his feet. He is conscious. You saw him. He's given instructions to everybody, including Robert Height, as they loaded him in. And Gary Gerould caught up with Lori Force.
Lori, you have an opportunity to talk to John before they transported him?
He's in the ambulance and can't really communicate. He is talking. He's shouting out orders, asking if he won, and so yeah, he's talking. But I told him I was there, and Ashley's there, and he's calling for Robert. So yeah, and they're like doing everything. So I think his legs are, I don't know, maybe his legs are broken, and he looks a little bloody everywhere. So.
All right, we'll let you get on with him as they send him to the hospital. Thank you.
Okay.
So hard for those who have to stand and watch. They perhaps understand even more than those who drive the cars how difficult and how dangerous it is. So John Force now being airlifted out of the track here at the Texas Motorplex. And the last word that we had, and we could confirm visually, he's conscious. He's talking with people. He has injuries to his lower extremity, and it's something that truly shocked this crowd here. It shocked everybody. You see something like that, it makes you stop and think of the human frailty and how a man can master these 8,000 horsepower machines and beat them time and time again, but every now and then they do get the upper hand. So with some other questions about what may happen now, Cruz Pendragon will face Ashley Force, who has lane choice as they go to the semifinal round. And Mike Dunn, the question mark is over here. John Force is airlifted, so that's just going to be a bye for Tony.
That will give Tony a single, but I think the big question is whether Ashley will press on and run that semifinal against Tony's brother Cruz.
And Gary Gerould caught up with Ashley Force at the accident scene, too.
Ashley, in this situation, I know the concern for your dad, and they send him on to the hospital, but you also have advanced through this field. What is your decision right now? Will you continue to race?
I don't know what we're doing yet, and I don't think we're looking that far ahead. I know Dad would be mad if I didn't continue racing, but our team wants to get over there and see what's happened with him. But he was talking and wanted to know who won, wanted to know if Kenny was okay. So it sounds he's his old self, so we'll just pray that everything's all right with him.
Thanks.
Thank you.
John Force, air evac from the track at Texas after a horrifying accident. And the racing, it always continues on, as Ashley Force just suggested. He feels that that's exactly what John Force would want, and no doubt when he gets on the ground, he'll try to get a hold of a phone, call back, and find out what's happening here.